Florida's retirement paradise is crumbling under skyrocketing insurance premiums and brutal heat waves that turn golden years into a suffocating nightmare. Retirees who flocked to sun-kissed beaches are now fleeing in droves to the temperate Carolinas, where costs plummet 30 to 40% and quality of life soars. Census Bureau data reveals net outflows of seniors from Florida hitting record highs in 2026, with 22,000 households relocating to North Carolina alone. According to recent migration heat maps from Uncover the Cities, Charlotte and Raleigh are absorbing Florida's silver exodus, while Sunshine State inventory surges in retiree havens like Fort Myers and Sarasota. This isn't a trickle. It's a tidal wave reshaping real estate from coast to mountains. Is your retirement portfolio exposed? Stick around as we unpack the data proving this demographic pivot signals cooling Sunbelt appreciation and massive opportunities elsewhere. The silver exodus has begun, and the numbers don't lie. For the first time since the 1970s, Florida posts negative net migration among those over 65, with over 50,000 seniors departing last year per IRS household data. Fort Myers Beach lost 21% of its retiree population since 2022, while Sarasota's active adult communities see vacancy rates climbing to 15%. These aren't wealthy snowbirds packing up. They're fixed-income retirees crushed by realities that shattered the dream. Median retirement homes that sold in days now languish 90-plus days on market, forcing owners to slash prices by $30,000 to $50,000 just to escape. The human toll hits hard. Couples who sunk life savings into coastal condos now face underwater equity and mounting HOA fees. This reversal exposes Florida's vulnerability. Once a magnet for 300,000 annual inflows, now leaking residents to hungrier markets. Tap subscribe to Housing Intel and ring the bell for weekly breakdowns that keep you ahead. Insurance premiums are the silent killer driving retirees out. What started at $2,100 annually in 2020 has exploded to $9,000 to $15,000 across Florida's hurricane zones by 2026. Major carriers like Farmers and AAA have pulled out entirely, forcing survivors into state-run high-risk pools charging double rates. In Lee County, average policies hit $12,000, exceeding monthly Social Security checks for many. Retirees who budgeted $500 monthly for coverage now hemorrhage $1,500, wiping out fixed incomes overnight. This isn't abstract. It's families skipping medications or delaying repairs to cover premiums that doubled since 2022. According to NPR analysis, climate-fueled disasters have made Florida the priciest insurance state nationwide, averaging $865 monthly. The math forces exodus. Why pay $17,000 yearly in Tampa when Georgia offers $1,400? Knowledge like this is your shield. Hit subscribe if you're rethinking Florida exposure. Relentless humidity and heat waves compound the misery, turning paradise into a pressure cooker. Florida shattered records with over 60 days above 95 degrees last summer, pushing heat indexes past 110 in retiree hubs like Naples and the Villages. Seniors over 70 face tripled hospitalization risks from dehydration and heat stress, per recent health studies. Overcrowding amplifies it. The silver tsunami strains elder services, with wait lists for assisted living stretching 18 months in South Florida. What looked like eternal spring now feels like a steam bath, sapping energy and inflating AC bills by 40%. Retirees report fleeing after one too many 90-degree Julys, trading palm trees for Asheville's crisp mountain air. This quality-of-life collapse accelerates the outflow. Florida's flat terrain can't compete with Carolina elevations offering 20-degree cooler summers. Want to avoid these traps? Subscribe to Housing Intel for data-driven migration alerts. Migration heat maps paint a damning picture of the shift. North Carolina tops destinations with 22,277 Florida households inbound via IRS data, netting 17.5% of searches. Charlotte's financial hub draws bankers fleeing Miami's costs, while Raleigh-Durham's research triangle lures healthcare pros with 30 to 40% cheaper homes. South Carolina's Myrtle Beach explodes as a retiree hotspot, capping property taxes and delivering beaches without Florida's flood premiums. Florida tumbles to 8th in national inflows, down 93% from 2022 peaks per Census Bureau. Georgia grabs 38,800 movers to Atlanta suburbs like Alpharetta, where insurance dips to 1,400 annually. These aren't random flights. Structural advantages like no state income tax in Tennessee and Carolina job booms pull seniors halfway back north. The flow accelerates, flooding Florida listings while Carolina's inventory tightens. This pivot redefines investing. Drop a comment. Eyeing the Carolinas yet? Smash like if this data hits home. Florida's retiree markets choke on surging inventory from the exodus. Active listings in senior-heavy zip codes doubled year over year, hitting 10-year highs in Southwest Florida. Sarasota condos, once flipping for profit, now feature 25% price cuts, averaging $40,000. Days on market stretch to 120 in the Villages, where overbuilt golf communities echo ghost towns. Median prices dipped 8% statewide among 55-plus properties. But coastal enclaves like Fort Myers crater 15% as sellers panic. Builders slash incentives, $60,000 buydowns, free upgrades, to move age-restricted inventory, but demand evaporates with the retirees. This oversupply tsunami erodes appreciation. Reventure app flags Florida retirement markets 10% overvalued, primed for 20% corrections. Buyers vanish, leaving desperate owners in equity black holes. The Carolinas flip the script. Charlotte inventory shrinks 5%. Fueling 5% annual gains. Tap subscribe for intel on where appreciation lives. Hidden costs seal the deal for departure. Property taxes ballooned 20% to over $6,000 in Pinellas retiree pockets, despite homestead caps overwhelmed by reassessments. CHOA fees climbed to $600 monthly in 55-plus enclaves, funding amenities ghosts no longer use. Healthcare access crumbles too. Wait times double for specialists amid the silver tsunami, with 1,000 fewer doctors per aging resident. Utility hookups add $30,000 shocks in new developments, pricing out downsizers. These burdens compound. A retiree paying 7% on a $300,000 mortgage plus $12,000 insurance faces $50,000 yearly carrying costs on $60,000 fixed income. No wonder outflows hit millennials too. Median age 32.4 among leavers. Carolinas counter with lower taxes, abundant physicians, and mountain escapes from humidity hell. This financial strangulation demands repositioning. Your portfolio next. Projections confirm the trend's permanence. U.S. Census forecasts Florida's senior share peaking by 2028 before sustained declines, as Carolinas gain 40,000 net retirees. Federal Reserve rates above 6% lock affordability, amplifying insurance pain. Investor retreats accelerate. 20% of Florida 50-plus sales now distressed, flooding auctions. Yet, opportunities emerge. Myrtle Beach medians hold at $300,000 against $500 in Naples, with 5% projected appreciation. Asheville's elevation shields from hurricanes, drawing premium pricing. Watch for Florida foreclosures yielding bargains, but only for cash buyers. 2026 marks the pivot. Sun Belt cools as Appalachians heat up. Armed with heat maps, pivot now, smash, like if you're plotting your move. The retiree exodus from Florida to the Carolinas is no forecast. It's a data-proven reality hammering markets right now. Heat maps show 22,000 households bolting to Charlotte and Raleigh, insurance exploding to 15,000 annually, heat waves suffocating fixed incomes, and inventory drowning senior communities coast to coast. Equity evaporates for peak buyers, HOAs crush budgets, and services buckle under the reversing silver tsunami. Builders slash prices in panic, but the outflow shows no mercy. From Fort Myers beaches to Sarasota fairways, no paradise endures. This shift hands you the edge. Sidestep Florida's implosion and capture Carolina upside, where costs drop 30% and appreciation accelerates. Knowledge transforms risk into reward. Don't chase yesterday's hype when tomorrow's maps point north. If this exposed the silver flight, smash that like button now. Subscribe to Housing Intel for weekly migration intel, crash predictions, and pivot plays. Ring the bell and comment, Florida holdout or Carolina bound. We read every one. Next up, undervalued havens rising fast.